Butker trying to line this up. Winchester will snap it. Colquitt will hold it. 20-20 tie. High snap, pulled down. Butker's kick is out. It is right down the boulevard. It's good. And the Chiefs take a 23-20 lead with 4 seconds left in regulation. And Harrison Butker kicks some, you know what? Welcome to the Chiefs Kingdom.
How's it going, Chiefs Kingdom? You're listening to the Arrowheads Abroad Podcast with myself, Brad Simcox, and the Arrowheads Abroad Supremo, Tom Childs. And with us again, we have Owen. The show couldn't get going without Owen Widowson. How are you doing? How's everything?
Hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
We're good?
Yes, really good, yeah.
Yeah? Tom, we're good?
Yeah, I'm great.
Great.
We just had a little discussion before we come on air, and it turns out that I need to completely reevaluate my entire vetting process for people coming on this show, because I just found out that our latest and newest host to this show, Owen Widowson, as nice a guy that he is, that he in fact supports Tottenham Hotspur. And he kept that secret from me. He knows that I'm Arsenal. He knows that I'm an Arsenal season ticket holder. He knows that I despise Tottenham with every fibre of my being. Yet he decided not to disclose that information to me, that he supports Tottenham Hotspur. So I'm currently in two minds at the moment. I'm either thinking about getting rid of him altogether.
It's a bit harsh.
Or not directly talking to him during this entire show.
I'll just sit in the background. I'll just sit back here.
Owen says he's just going to sit in the background, Tom.
Thank you very much, Brad. Can you tell Owen that I'm happy he's on, but I hope that he's unhappy on Sunday?
Tom says he's happy you're on, and I hope he's happy on Sunday as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Tom's gone quiet. Yeah. So we've got a bit of a battle going on in this podcast, which we only just literally found out about. So Tom's gonna have to keep a lid on all his Spurs kind of chat, shall we say? Should we call it chat?
Hatred.
Two completely different words.
We'll put it this way: as soon as they won their semi-final at the Champions League, the first thing I did was go onto Twitter and block every single Spurs fan that I knew of, both on the Arrowheads Abroad account and my personal account. If they weren't blocked, they were at least muted. And then I muted a number of words, the likes of Kane, Pochettino, Champions League, June the 1st, Mora, White Hart Lane. I muted the lot, so that my social media has actually been pretty Spurs free, and it's kept me going through the last 2.5 weeks. But then I just found out this, and this is how I react. So Lord knows how I'm going to react if hell does freeze over on a Saturday night.
Well, Agent Owen managed to sneak in, didn't he?
Yeah.
I just kept it quiet. I just hung around in the background, kept it quiet.
Send in Agent Owen. Tom totally blindsided there. Anyway, enough about that Champions League and Europa League rubbish, because we all know that football isn't about winning trophies.
Oh, you say that, but you've clearly not seen the news of the last hour that the Newcastle United, your football team, have just announced that they are about to sign a takeover with the cousin of the Man City owner. So what's happened to Man City is about to happen to your club. So your club are about to get all the money pumped into them, and your team will be about winning trophies, and your tune on football dying will soon change.
I'll believe it when I see it, because the amount of times that Newcastle United has been taken over, and that Mike Ashley, the owner of it, just still clings on to it. His money laundering place that he's got going there. I'll believe it when I see it, and I see that guy riding off into the sunset. I nearly said something else, but instead of guy, and I see him riding off into the sunset with his millions. I'd be happy. Just go and deal with Debenhams and all these stores that you keep buying instead of footballers. And have a happy life. But if that's true, mate, fantastic.
Fantastic. Choose
Fantastic
change.
News. Yeah.
Choose change straight away.
I'm all about the money. I'm all about buying titles. Yeah, like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. Anyway, let's get on to a bit of KC news, shall we? The big news, which we are all really excited about, is the news that was announced that Kansas City will be getting the 2023 NFL draft. And as soon as that news broke, me and you were chatting straight away, weren't we, Tom? Like, we've got to go.
Absolutely.
Huge news, isn't it? I mean, there's not a city more deserving than Kansas City to get the draft. It's just going to be... They're going to show the world how it's done, basically.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
It is the best small town or small city in the world. It's incredible, that place, and as you just said, it's amazing that it finally gets a chance to showcase itself. The people are incredible, the food's incredible, the parties are incredible, everything about it is such a welcoming place, and like we straight away have put ourselves forward that we are going to go 100% to the draft, even if it means sacrificing going to a game at Arrowhead in the autumn or the fall, then so be it. The draft is now going to be my next big trip to America, unless of course the Chiefs make the Super Bowl in between.
Once in a lifetime, isn't it?
So exactly, it is a once in a lifetime thing. It's going to be one hell of a weekend, and it's going to be something very different for us as well, because over here in our football we have the transfer market, and it's an ongoing thing for a few months, but you don't really see the human side of it, where the draft is very, very human and emotional experience. It'd be good to see that and see guys realising their dreams in the flesh. So yeah, I'm 100% down for going to Kansas City for the draft. If anyone wants to put us up, feel free, because we all know that hotel prices are going to go up
stupidly, aren't they?
Yeah, so flights for us will be fine, because we'll be coming from the UK, and flights from the UK to Kansas City will be reasonably priced, but hotels are going to be astronomical. So yeah, just a gentle nudge to our listeners. If anyone wants to partner with us, maybe we'll invite you onto the show, providing you don't support Spurs.
Or just don't tell them until it's too late.
Well, what about yourself, Owen? Are you gonna come along?
I mean, I haven't even been to Kansas City for a game yet.
Man.
I would love to, because it looks amazing. I've seen you guys went, and it did look amazing. And the draft's really enticing, because I think it will just help you to see a different side to the city if you don't live there, obviously. Because going to a game and going to the city is one thing, but being able to go there during draft period and see the city almost come to life with all these, like just how Tennessee did it, but maybe on an even bigger scale. It would be great to see the city in a different light, even though I haven't seen it there before.
All those jerseys as well from different fan bases all be there. It'd just be like a World Cup in a way, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Really, where all the fans from all countries turn up at the World Cup and everybody's had a party atmosphere. I think it'd be like that.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that this will lead to Kansas City getting a World Cup game in 2026 when the US joint hosts it, because that's another thing that Kansas City is also really deserving. It's a crazy soccer town. Yeah. So it'd be great if they get a game for then. And again, if England end up playing in Kansas City, you better believe me and the Barmy Army are coming over.
Me and the Barmy Army.
Yeah.
Well, where's the location going to be? Is it going to be outside Union Station?
It makes most sense.
It does make more sense, because there's a big area there, isn't there?
It's a big area in front of the World War I Memorial. If you look at all the pictures from the Royals parade, the majority of the people hung out outside Union Station. So it's the largest area that I can think of that's downtown or close to downtown Kansas City. Arrowhead doesn't make any sense because it's too far out in the sticks. You have to drive there. Where if you've got it in central Kansas City, you've got all the bars, your Power and Light's just up the road. You've got loads of places to go for a drink and eat and hang out.
Place,
so for me, Union Station makes the most sense.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I think it's great news, and you can tell everybody's already excited. And it's like 3-4 years down the line, but everyone's really excited about it. But yeah, hopefully we can get there, mate. I'm sure we will. But if the Chiefs are listening, any representatives from the Chiefs, yes, we will gladly do a third round pick. Announce it. We will gladly do it. So we might have to toss a heads or tails or something where who's going to actually go up on stage. But we'll see what happens anyway.
What was funny was when the news got announced that they got the draft, I saw Albert Breer's tweet. I turned around to my girlfriend and said, the Chiefs have got the 2023 draft. And I clearly said it with a little grin or smirk on my face, because Amy turned around to me and said, look at your face. You're going to go, aren't you? Yeah. Well, actually, it was a, no, I'm not. But like we've got this thing where if we're lying to each other, we put our hands over our mouths to
right.
sarcastic things. So straight away the hand over the mouth. No, I'm not going to go.
No, I'm not going to go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course, mate. It's like you said, it's a once in a lifetime thing. It's got to go. Got to go.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Well, we've got a bit of quite a fun show really ahead of us because we're going to be doing a bit of a what's more likely scenario on the upcoming season. So we've each got, well, Tom did actually say we're meant to have 3 each, but I've kind of gone a bit wild with my what's more likely situations. So shall I go ahead first? Shall I do a normal one? Because mine are quite funny ones, but yours are quite serious, Tom.
Go for it.
All right. Okay. Right, so what's more likely? Breland Speaks gets a place on the roster, but the Chiefs cut Passanio.
The Chiefs cut Tano Passanio is more likely.
You really?
Yes, because this Brilliant Speaks was Brett Veach's first draft pick, and it was only 15 months ago. And he's now been put into a system which he should be more comfortable. Okay, he looks like he's put on a bit of weight and could be kicked inside, but Passanio's been with the team since the year that Mahomes was drafted, so he's had 2 seasons and not really shown anything and made it look like that he's going to get onto the field. So I think that's a nice and easy one to kick us off.
Really?
Yeah, comfortably. Passanio gets cut 100% over Brilliant Speaks.
I hope not. I really hope not. I think Speaks deserves to get cut. that's sure everyone knows. Your mic's all turned off at once.
That's the state of shock that I don't see why Breland Speaks deserves to be cut. Okay, he wasn't very good last year, but he was a rookie. I wouldn't call for him to be cut over a guy that's literally done nothing in 2 years.
Yeah. And Dave's clearly going to get his jersey as well, isn't he? So
yeah.
he has to stay, really, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Owen?
I'd have to agree with Tom. I think Breland Speaks deserves the spot over Compassion.
What do you two know? What do you two know? Eh?
I mean, he started more games last year over Tano, and like I said, he's a rookie and he's been drafted under Brett Veach's. It was Brett Veach drafting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the new system. As soon as you'll see how he clicks into that, like during the OTAs and stuff. So
yeah,
but I do think Breland Speaks deserves it. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I thought that would have been an easier one on the other side for me, but never mind. Tom, have you got one?
I do. Right, here we go. The Chiefs to have the 32nd pick in a 2020 draft, or the Raiders to have the number 1 pick in the 2020 draft. Which is more likely?
The Chiefs 32nd or the Raiders first?
Mm-hmm.
I think Chiefs with the 32nd is more likely.
Yeah. 32nd without a doubt.
Yeah, I feel like the Raiders, obviously they're not as good as the Chiefs, and hopefully we prove that again this year. But I think the Raiders have made some moves to improve themselves slightly, and I feel like there are other teams that are worse in the league than the Raiders.
Yeah, and we're going in for our Super Bowl year. This is it.
Yeah, this is a big year for us. Yeah. So.
Well, the odds do back it up. The Chiefs are currently second favourites to take the Super Bowl next year, which would obviously lead to them getting the 32nd pick.
Second now? I thought have they dropped from first?
Yeah, they're first now. The Patriots are back at number 1, and then the Raiders are in fact 23rd to take the Super Bowl. So they've got a few teams that are worse than them. So if you look at the odds, and the odds do say that the Chiefs owning the 32nd pick is more likely. The only thing that you could throw in as potential wild card in this is the opportunity to trade. If the Raiders are another year down the line and don't like Derek Carr, there might be that possibility that they trade up to go and get a quarterback at number 1 if the Dolphins or whoever's last feels like they haven't got the need to go and get them. So there's that possibility. But based on what we know right now, I absolutely agree with you two. The Chiefs are far more likely to own the 32nd pick than the Raiders are the first.
So are you, mate. This is it. I'm telling you now. This is it. Owen, have you got one, mate?
Yes, I do. So I've got Drew Brees wins his first MVP, or Patrick Mahomes goes back to back.
Oh, that's a stonking one. That one. That's really good. I think it's all about Mahomes now, isn't it? I think he's on the rise, and Breeze is coming towards the end of his career. It'd be nice for Breeze to get one, but I'm not all for this participation trophy kind of business. I think Mahomes. I don't think he'll have as good a year as this one because it's pretty darn difficult to beat. But I think he's going to be on MVP pace.
Well, can I hop on the back of that one with one of mine? One of mine is Mahomes to become back-to-back MVP or to repeat 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards.
Right. So like what I was saying there, yeah.
Yeah, so to go back to Owen's one, I think for Mahomes to win MVP next year, he does need to repeat the 50 and 5,000. Yeah. Because everyone was clamouring to give it to Breeze last year.
Yeah.
And they really, really wanted Breeze to have it. And it got to the point where 41 voters couldn't not give it to Mahomes because of the stats that he put up. But I think if Breeze has a similar year to how he did last year, and Mahomes has a drop-off in terms of stats, which is what we're all expecting, then I think that they will give it to Breeze. So right now, I have Breeze more likely to win MVP than Mahomes to go back-to-back.
Mahomes is the golden child, don't he?
He is, but
the chosen one.
The chosen one.
But the fact that he had that Breeze had 9 votes last year showed that there was 9 votes that really didn't want to give it to this kid that's just come out and taken the league by storm. They wanted to give it to Breeze, and I think if they can, they will find a way to give it to Breeze next year, providing that Mahomes doesn't go crazy and goes 50 and 5,000.
What's the likelihood of that happening though? 50 and 5,000 again.
I think it depends who's on the field in week 1 and who's on the field in week 17. I mean, there's so many things up in the air still with the Chiefs offense in terms of the running back situation with so many different options and Tyreek Hill, that whole scenario. So I think it all depends on who's on the field throughout the season. But I feel like if the pieces aren't there that were there last year, such as Tyreek Hill and the running back like Kareem Hunt at the beginning of the season, I feel like if his stats slipped, but he was still in the driving seat of the playoffs, and they still got the number 1 seed, and they still were on this big run again, and his stats were slightly less, I think there'd be a reason for that because of the weapons around him. But if he can still lead that team to a strong position, then maybe the conversation might start opening up for Patrick Mahomes in 2019 like it did in 2018.
Well, in the odds, he's favourite right now to win MVP. Obviously, last year he was an outsider at 100 to 1. Some people had money on it. Sitting here smugly.
Never give me that tip, did you?
Yeah, no. This year he's currently 6 to 1, strong favourite to become back-to-back MVP. But we'll have to wait and see. I think the MVP is probably more than likely than 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, purely because I think the defense are going to be significantly improved, where we're not going to be in the position where we need to go and score 30, 40 points every game to win games. The stats aren't going to be there, so we might be able to lean on the run game a little bit more in games. So I can't see Mahomes repeating at 50 and 5,000 in any way, shape or form.
No. Okay, great. Next one from me. I've got what's more likely: Baker Mayfield tries a left-handed pass, or Patrick Mahomes throws a completed pass behind his back.
That's really, really tough. I don't know. I think Mahomes has a behind the back pass in his locker.
You said this last year though, didn't you? You said that that's what you're waiting for next.
I do think he has it, but I think if he does it, he'd be called an arrogant little shit.
What, and the no-look pass wasn't?
Yeah, but a no-look pass is still kind of facing the right way. The arms are still doing the right things. He's not facing the right way. That's the whole thing of point of a no-look pass, I suppose. But like at least his arms are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But I generally think if Mahomes threw a behind-the-back pass, then the world would fall into 2 camps. You have this one camp of social media lovers and these young people that will find it amazing, but then you have these old bastards that will hate it in every way, shape and form.
The purists.
Yeah, this isn't football. You can't come into the NFL and do that in your second year, blah, blah, blah.
It's a great impression. It's a great impression.
It is a great impression, yeah. That's how I imagined it as well.
So based on that alone, I think the more likely is Baker Mayfield to throw a left-handed pass out of desperation.
Yeah.
Like, similar to how Mahomes did it. Mahomes didn't just throw a left-handed pass because he could. He threw a left-handed pass because he had to.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of situation could arise again for Baker Mayfield, and I think he's good enough and clever enough to go and do that. So, yeah, I'm going with Baker on the left-handed pass.
Yeah, Owen?
Only because Mahomes doesn't want to upset people. That's the only reason.
He wants to wow the world, Tom.
Yeah.
So you're saying he could, but he's going to keep that in his locker for another
season.
Super
Bowl. Yeah.
For the Super Bowl, exactly.
Yeah. So you're thinking left-handed as well? Or?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially when like Baker Mayfield's got OBJ and Jarvis Landry now to throw to. Yeah. And is it David Njoku's their tight end? So, I mean, there's a lot of weapons there to catch a left-handed pass. Yeah. Even if it is a couple yards like Mahomes' was.
Mahomes' was mind-blowing, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With Von Miller chasing him down, it was crazy.
It will always be the best. Right, Tom, what's your most likely?
Well, I've only got one left now.
Oh, yeah, because you used the other one, didn't you? Yeah.
Because I used the one. So let's save my one and let's go back to you and let's have another one from you because I really enjoyed it last week. Yeah.
All right. It's actually I'll leave another Patrick Mahomes one because I don't want to sound like a fanboy. Let's have a look. Keenan Allen gets more touchdowns this season than the total number of kids Philip Rivers has. Is that 12 now he's on, is he?
How many kids does Philip Rivers have?
I'm sure he's got like 12.
Surely not. Who's Googling it?
I'm Googling it right
now. I can hear typing away from one of you two.
He has 9.
9 children.
I've gone on Philip Rivers' children count, and it's on 9 at the moment.
He'll have 12 by the start of the season.
How many touchdowns has Keenan Allen had in his last full seasons?
Are we doing this like scientifically? Are we?
Yeah, of course we are.
I don't know how many's he had.
Well, I'm waiting for Owen.
I'm on it now.
Statman's on it.
Yeah. Typing as quick as he can. Typing as quick as he will be on Saturday night when Spurs win the Champions League and sending me a message.
So
fuck you, Tom. Fuck you.
So he started in 14 games, but he played all 16, and he got 6 touchdowns. The most he's got in his career is 8, so 1 under the amount of children Philip Rivers has, and that was in his rookie year.
So what are we thinking then, Tom?
I'm going to say no, he doesn't, because he's an arsehole, and we've got better corners now. And Philip Rivers has more children than what Keenan Allen will get touchdowns in 2019.
Do you know, it's funny, he'll get 9, right? Keenan Allen will probably get like 9, and then Philip Rivers is like, I've had another kid.
Week 17, Philip Rivers will have another kid.
Baby number 10 will come up with his arms in a touchdown sign.
So what we're saying then, what's more likely? Is that...
Well, I reckon it's a lot more likely that he won't get the same amount.
That they won't get it.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, okay, cool. I thought that was a good one. I quite like that one. When I was writing that down, I was having a bit of a giggle to myself. Yeah.
But put it this way, that is going straight into the folder that labels Best Bits 2019.
That was a brilliant question.
All right, then. Has Owen got another one?
Yes. So I've got the Chiefs make more off-season moves before week 1 in September, or this is a team we stick with for the beginning of the season.
I think we still got a tight end and a corner to get.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I think we've got to. I think, especially a corner.
I wouldn't be surprised if we roll with these corners and maybe we add like another guy.
Patrick Peterson.
I want it to happen, but we'll see. But if they don't go
again,
yeah, that's it. # Where's Pat?
We actually found him.
But I think tight end is a big need, and I still don't think the second tight end is on this roster. And I think the Chiefs go out and get. Don't ask me who, but I do think the Chiefs go out and address tight end. So yeah, I don't think the final 53 are in the 90 right now. I think there's still at least 2 or 3 guys to come into that.
People were linking us with Kyle Rudolph, weren't they, for a bit?
Yeah, he's going to cost too much money, though.
Yeah.
And plus, he's another starter, though, isn't he?
Yeah, would he want to be a backup? That's the problem, yeah.
Well, I don't think necessarily you could be classed as a backup because Demetrius Harris still played a hell of a lot of snaps. So in our offense, Andy Reid, if you're good enough, he will get you on the field and get you into plays. So I don't think it necessarily has to come in and be a backup. Unless, of course, you're not good enough. And right now, you would say that the Chiefs would probably have to build their playbook around having a single tight end, where if they had a guy like Rudolph, they can build their playbook to have two tight ends in it. But right now, I don't think there's a guy on the roster that enables them to do that. And that's why I do think they will go out and get someone. Not to the quality of Kyle Rudolph, because the price is going to be too high. He's not prepared to take a pay cut. But maybe there is a guy out there that they can sling a 5th or a 6th rounder out for and just come in and play alongside Kelsey as opposed to directly behind him.
I just hope he doesn't go to the Patriots, Rudolph.
I don't think he will. I don't think the Patriots are that silly to go and get a guy that's going to cost them $8 million a year. They've just gone and got Ben Watson. Okay, he's suspended for the first 4 games of the year. But I just can't see the Patriots doing it. It just seems like a crazy amount of money for a guy that's been good in the past, but the last few years has kind of gone a bit lackluster. I think he was the 2016 Pro Bowl MVP, I think it was, and he had a good couple of years then, but the last couple of years he's not been the greatest tight end in the league. You could probably name at least 10, 11 better tight ends than him. So I can't see the Patriots going for him. I think he stays in the Vikings and then leaves in free agency next year.
Yeah. Okay. Right, Tom, do you want to do yours or do you want me to do mine and then leave yours to the end?
Go on, you have another one.
So I have another one.
I'm sure you've got like 10 more to go.
Do you know, this afternoon I clearly had a lot on, didn't I? What's more likely? Lamar Jackson throws more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes does rushing yards this season.
This is an easy one.
It's a bit of a piss take, to be honest.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson will throw for more yards than Patrick Mahomes will rush.
I didn't see much of that though.
If you said Lamar Jackson will he throw for more yards than the Chiefs will have rushing as a whole, now that's a different question.
Right, okay. No, I'm sticking with the Patrick Mahomes one.
Oh, well, the Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
yeah, I can't help but agree either.
What did Mahomes have? Like 150 yards rushing last year? He's not like Alex Smith, is he?
No, he's not. No. Running game, no. Alex Smith totally blows Mahomes out of the water with his rushing. Yeah.
I think that question sounded better in your head than it did on the show.
It was just a bit of a pissed.
For all of our Ravens fans
that listen.
Yeah.
Oh, so Patrick Mahomes had 272 rushing yards.
You're really good at this.
There you go.
He's really good at this research thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've got a website open for like player stats, just so I can type in anything whenever I need to, just in case.
I didn't even hear you type. Like it's just.
Do you know what, Tom? Owen's better than your Alexa.
Yeah. Should we try it? Okay.
We'll try Alexa again.
Okay, right. So let's ask Alexa. Right. 1 second. How many passing yards will Lamar Jackson have in 2019? She's not even answering.
Don't you have to say, "Hey Alexa" first?
Oh no, I've talked into it and it's recognised what I've said, but it's not answering.
Oh, that's
never
poo.
mind. Never mind. We'll have to try that.
If Owen's listened to the other one before that we did, Tom was asking what was the second fastest land animal or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Tom started having an argument with Alexa. It was gold.
It was a show like a year ago, so if you could, it's on our best bits if you want to go and find that.
So Alexa's let us down, basically.
Again. Right. So my one, the Chiefs to fall out of the top 5 offenses, because there's been a bit of talk about that recently, or the Chiefs to have a top 10 defense. What's more likely?
Ooh.
So one involves a massive fall and the other one involves a massive jump.
I can't see the offense falling that much, to be honest. I'm going to go with the defense, more likely.
So you reckon the defense is going to jump up 21 spots?
Yeah, because it needed a drastic change and we've got a drastic change. So I think the defense definitely.
I'm not too sure. I think the offense. I actually had this question down as mine. I said the Chiefs' defense becomes its better half of football, or the Chiefs' offense stays in the driving seat of the team. So I had a very similar question, but I couldn't see the offense moving out of 5. It was definitely the best one in the season last year. So dropping 4 spaces, and we haven't. Although we have take some losses, we do still have a lot of talent on that roster, and who knows what Patrick Mahomes can do with whatever receivers you give him. So I just couldn't see the offense falling out of top 5.
Yeah, I've gone for the defense to make a jump to top 10 as well.
Really?
Purely because I trust Mahomes and Andy Reid more than I do anyone else on this team. And obviously it means that the Chiefs defense are going to have to get noticeably better to jump up to the top 10. But I just can't, for love nor money, see the full happening on offense. Mahomes is another year into the system. He's going to be better. It looks like Tyreek Hill will be playing in 2019. You can add in Mecole Hardman as well. Travis Kelce's there. Sammy Watkins apparently looks really good.
Looks fitter, doesn't he? Yeah.
Even though I don't really buy into stories from camps in May, to be honest. But Damian Williams, Carlos Hyde, with Andy Reid, a healthy offensive line, I think the offense is still going to be legitimately spectacular. But then get to the other half, the top 10 defense. Why not? Why not? This defense has been completely and utterly rebuilt. We've only got a handful of starters left from last year now. We've got a new coordinator. Everyone seems to be positive about it. I like the signing of Clark. I like the signing of Matthew. I like the signing of Breland. I like the signing of Lee. Chris Jones is another year into it. I can totally see the team coming up and being a top 10 defense. And if they are, then it should lead to good things. Because traditionally the teams that finish with top 5 offenses and top 10 defenses do quite well. Traditionally.
You're going with this, are you?
Well, the New England Patriots from 2016 were 4th in offense and 8th in defense, and they won the Super Bowl.
Really? Is that just off the top of your head?
Yep. The 99 Rams, number 1 offense, 4th in total defense. They won the Super Bowl. 2013 Broncos, they obviously won the Super Bowl. 19th in total defense. Oh, they lost the Super Bowl, but were number 1 in offense, 19th in total defense. But they still got to the Super Bowl. So I think if the improvement is made on defense, then the Chiefs obviously can get over the hump. I don't really know where I'm going with these stats. I've got all sorts of teams and offenses written down on my page, and about an hour ago it meant something to me, and there was a formula there. But now I'm sitting there reading it, and I'm thinking, what the fuck?
What was the conclusion then, Tom? What was the conclusion after all of that? Inconclusive.
Well, that's it for this week's Arrowheads Abroad.
Where were you going with that, Tom?
I literally have no idea.
I have no idea. No, I know what you're saying. Though. I know what you're saying. If we're looking historically back at teams that had a really excellent offense, then the first thing you got to look at is how did the defense look and where did they end up in that year kind of thing. So I can understand where you're going with it, mate.
Well, there's one team here that do stick out a little bit like a sore thumb is the 2015 Tampa Bay Buccaneers that were 5th in total offense and 10th in total defense. And do you want to know where they picked? 8th. Oh, of course, they were crap.
So again, inconclusive. Totally
inconclusive. Yeah.
Tom, come back next week with a bit more work on that, please, mate. All right, then I'll tell you what. I'll have one more.
Yeah, wrap it up after this.
Let's have one more.
I've got some science to get on with.
Got a long weekend of you, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, I've got 3 to choose from here. Which one do I go for? Let's go with this one. Do we see more of Armani Watts this season than we do Dave Barnett?
Can I see the Chiefs playing free safeties? Yes, I can see them playing free safeties.
Yeah.
So Dave Barnett, who is a safety, just never turns up. I just hope that Owen's booked out every Monday and Thursday for the whole season because I think we're going to need him. Yeah, I'm going to say Armani Watts. We see more of Armani Watts than we do Dave Barnett.
Yeah. Well, you know, Dave, there's millions of women, isn't there? But there's only one Dave Barnett. That's how it goes, isn't it?
Armani Watts will have to fight for it, though, I think. I do think Armani Watts will have to fight for it a bit, though.
Fight for
against
it, you think?
the other safeties on the
with like Thornhill.
Yeah, Thornhill, and obviously Matthews going to be the starter, and who's Jordan Lucas as well, isn't? Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of competition in that class, and maybe Dave might make an appearance or two more.
Maybe you two can fight for appearances.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
I back you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm forced here against me will anyway, aren't I, Tom?
Yeah, that's it.
You will host. Get on now. All right. All right then. I hope you've enjoyed our more than likelies. Let us know what you think on the Arrowheads Abroad Twitter page and Facebook page as well. So, from one kingdom to another, we'll speak to you again soon.